Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for coming today. I'm thrilled to say that this is the first episode of our online debate, the first carried out entirely spoken English at ASSIPI as part of ASSIPI Global Project. And we'll be here monthly on the last Sunday of every month talking about a new topic. And today we're going to talk about the energies of environments. Energies are everywhere we go. In our interactions, there is a permanent exchange of energies with people and nature. People communicate through energies which identify their feelings and thoughts. Energies can be positive or negative. We may interact with them positively or negatively. Being able to read these energies and deal with them healthily is key to enhance our quality in our interactions with the universe around us. To talk about the energies of environment, we have a team of hosts and our special guest. Karina Yashar is one of them. Karina Yashar. She is the author of a course you might have done on the energies of environments. She's graduated in economy and psychology, a speaker and teacher of Conscientiology. Karina has been working as a volunteer since 2007 and been with ASSIPI since 2013, working in the technical scientific area. Karina, how are you?
Hi, Mario. I'm fine. I'm very happy to be here. Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be able to participate in our first Let's Talk About.
Great. The other host is Cicero Schunemann. Cicero works with business development and partnerships. He lives in Germany and is online with us. Cicero has been studying, teaching, and researching Conscientiology since 1993 and has been volunteer at ASSIPI since December 2020. Welcome, Cicero. Welcome to our Let's Talk About edition, first episodes today.
Hello. Hi, everyone. So it's nice to talk about the energies of the environment. I'm happy for it.
Very nice. And we are very happy to have our special guest today, Jade Curvelo. Jade is an electrical engineer, and Jade has been working as a volunteer in Conscientiology since 2001. And as a teacher and speaker and researcher as well, since 2003 in the technical scientific area. Jade, welcome.
Thank you, Mario. Thank you, everyone. I'm very happy to be here on this first episode of Let's Talk About.
Great. First and foremost, it's important to say that we are not meant to advocate any absolute truth here, but leading edge relative truths, as ideas, experiences, and experiments are in a constant progress and change. So in Conscientiology, we have the principle of disbelief, which says, don't believe in anything don't believe in anything, not even in what we say here in our debate. Experiment, have your own personal experiences, okay? It's very important. Speaking of Conscientiology, it would be good to tell our viewers today, our participants today, what is the new science all about? Karina, can you do this, please?
Yes, Mario. Conscientiology is a new science, and it studies the consciousness as a whole, and we are the consciousness. So it studies us with our bodies, previous existences, experiences, times, and places of life, in an integral and projective and self-conscious approach in relation to the various existential dimensions. So the consciousness is me, it's you, it's the ego or the self. It's also all the people in human life and all self-conscious beings of dimension outside human life. And the consciential paradigm is focused on bioenergies that we are going to talk about today, the bioenergies, and the multidimensional and pluri-existential scopes. So our past lives, previous lives, and future lives as well, and the self-research, cosmoethics, universalism, and the holosoma. It means that we are not only the physical body, we have other bodies as well, and the consciousness never dies. What dies is the soma, the physical body. We discard this soma and we still exist after this physical existence here on this dimension.
Very nice. And it's important to say that Conscientiology has more than 20 institutions, consciential central institutions. And ASSIPI, our institution, is one of them, right? Cicero, can you introduce ASSIPI to people?
Yeah, sure. So ASSIPI is the International Association for Interassistential Parapsychism. And the focus is the study, the research, the development of practical parapsychism. So the idea is the self-development and also the use of parapsychism to help others. This is basically the main ideas, the main focus of this institution.
Very good. So some might be asking, like, what is parapsychism? What is this, Cicero?
Yeah, good question. So parapsychism, there is really a lot of possibilities for us to study, but basically when we say parapsychism, we are dealing with uh, perceptions and experiences that goes beyond, for example, it's not only physical, so it's also in other dimensions. So this we can use our attributes that's part of everyone. So everyone can use this, what we call parapsychism, is to have experiences in other dimensions, perceptions, experiences, and also to act in other dimensions. So there are several techniques and that can be helpful. Not only techniques, there are things that we do unconsciousness. So basically we just do it as our normal behavior. But if we learn that we know that there are techniques that can help, I think this becomes much more interesting. So we can develop faster, we can learn, and this is what I think it's very nice.
Excellent, Cicero. And the parapsychism is the core interest of study at ASSIPI, right? And now we will be talking about parapsychism in English, right? In our ASSIPI Global Project channel on YouTube. So I would ask you to become a subscriber of our channel, right? The ASSIPI Global Project seeks to promote the ideas, research, and the leading edge relative truth of Conscientiology worldwide. The project is focused on the study, research, and the useful practice of parapsychism, right? Here is a short video to show you what we are up to. Very good. And now let's get started with our today's topic, which is the energy of environment. Okay. Let's talk about, I think there is something basic for people to understand when we talk about energetic interactions, which is the concept and the theory of Thozine. What is Thozine? Thozine is a short word for thought, sentiment, and energy, as we have it as a pattern of energetic communication with people, right? And that we interact with. Jade, can you talk about the importance of the Thozine in our relationships, in our interactions?
Of course, thought theory is the basis of manifestation of all consciousness, consisting of three inseparable components called thoughts, as our guest explained to you: idea or thought, emotion or sentiment, and energy. We think all the time, that's it. We elaborate thoughts and emit health or pathologic energy according to our consciential state. So we interact by emitting and receiving thoughts every time, and in any dimensions in which we are. These facts reinforce the need to know more in depth our pattern of thinking and feelings and energy. They will be able to notice external patterns and identify which is our thoughts and which are from others we're interacting with. So that's the reason why it's important to promote the hygiene or prophylaxis of our thoughts, so that we are able to manifest ourselves in a healthier and more mature way wherever we are.
Great, and that's true. The Thozine pattern that we just, communicate cannot lie, right? Because we can say some words, we can give some excuses, but our energies don't lie, isn't it, Karina?
Yes, Mario, I was just thinking about that. In the business industry, we have our business card. So when we are going to present ourselves, so we shake hands and we give each other business cards, at least in the past. Now it's a internet world, maybe it's a little bit different, but we still use business cards. So we used to say that our energies is our truth or true business card. It's like we are how we present ourselves. And it's sometimes we don't need to say anything, just meeting someone or maybe shaking the hands, we can make an energetic reading, and we can know a lot of things about the person that we are interacting. If the person is in a good day, if the person is feeling okay, if she has mainly good thoughts, or mainly if she's depressed, just with the more sensitive we get, the better we get about reading other people's emotions or energies, and also the environments and the objects. And we are going to discuss this a little bit today, how we can get better on reading other people, and how we can improve our energy as well. Because I don't want to be someone that enters a place or meet with people and impacts in a negative way. I want to be someone that improves the energy of other people and the environments as well. So that's why I think conscientiology is so important when we talk about the self-research. So how can I be better? How can I have better thoughts, sentiments, and energies? So I think that's the scope here today.
Very good. And the importance of this conversation is for us to understand that everywhere we go, everyone we talk to, we are always interacting energetically with places and people. And sometimes we may not be in a very positive place, or may not talk with someone who is in a very positive pattern of energy. So how to protect ourselves from these situations, right? When we go to a negative, energetically negative place, or when we talk to someone who's not very well and may interfere in our own energies. So, but when we talk about this, it's important to consider that we have immanent and two kinds of energies, basically. Immanent energy, right? It's the energies that we find in nature, in the cosmic, right, environment, and consciential energies, which we found dealing with people. Cicero, can you just explain a bit more about the two kinds of energies, immanent energies and consciential energies, please?
Yes, good. I think these basic concepts helps us to understand really how is the interference of the toxins and the ideas and the energies and the environments. And to understand this concept, first with the immanent energy, is that energy that's impessoal. So it's not from a specific consciousness or a group of consciousness. It's basically the energy of the universe, of the cosmos, the nature. So this is a more, I could say, an energy that usually we call with less dense energies, more subtle energy. This means a more pure energy. Don't need necessarily to be good or bad, but in an energy with not too heavy pattern of energy, is more neutral energy in many aspects. In general, is very good for us also to observe this energy because there is a lot of energy available. So the world, the cosmos is full of energy. And when I say this, I'm talking that the consciousness, the person, we as people, we use energy to do the things we need to do. So to manifest, to be myself, I need to use energies. Our life is a life of energies. So in these two conceptions, being the energy and the consciousness, I could say that the consciousness uses energy, but the consciousness is not exactly the energy itself. So the consciousness are we, the self, the person, we call really the consciousness, but basically we are like this principle of life. Okay, this could be even a person, could be animals, or even if we think about plants, our lives are related to some consciousness or principle of consciousness. So there are some basic, they are in the development stages. Consciousness is more related to people, but I could say there are several stages of development of life, and we are in this condition as a human beings now in this. So basically we are consciousness that we use the energy and also the immanent energies that are the energies available in the universe in general.
Okay, Cicero, and it's important when we talk about this interaction, energetical interactions. We are talking about what we call in Conscientiology an energetic reading. What is this? Is the ability to read the energies of the place we go to, and also with from the person we talk to. For example, every time, not anymore, but in the past, I used to go to the museums, and when I left the place, I was completely drained because of the energies of the place. In museums, we have lots of antique things like, and also very old buildings with a long history of residual energies in that place. So sometimes it's a bit heavy. So when I used to go to museums, going to a museum, I used to feel bad when I left these places. That was not very good. But can we have the same experience in nature, as we have the idea of nature as always good energy? Is that true, Jader?
I think on most part is true because, as Cicero was talking, we have a energy from the environment. The nature is pure, doesn't have information. I think it's important to understand. We have immanent energy with no information, with no thoughts, and you have the thoughts with the energy from the people, the consciousness have a kind of feelings or thoughts. So when you go to a museum, probably the feeling that you have is because a lot of things, a lot of kind of thought things in these objects or all stuffs. But in nature, maybe some places are not too good. I remember that there is a place in Rio de Janeiro, maybe Karina can explain, is a rock close to the sea. And I know that the energy in that specific place is not good because many people died in that place. So when you go there, even you are close to the ocean with the energy from the water, the wind, but the energy is not good because we have a lot of thought things that came from the people diet on that place. When you go to a beach, for example, if you alone or just few people on this beach, probably the energy that you feel is good. But when you have a lot of people, you have more conscientiousness and consciential energy. So probably will not good. I don't know if you understand or explain to you about this. Karina,
Yes.
what do you think about
Yeah.
this to the sea? You agree?
Yes,
You
I
know about
agree.
the place?
No, I'm not familiar with that particular place, but I totally agree with you, Jader. And also, it's a good example. You mentioned Rio. For instance, Copacabana Beach, that is very well known all over the world. It's a very good example. When I go to Copacabana Beach early in the morning, like 7 a.m., there are a few people on the beach. It's a totally different energy and totally different environment. When you go at 5 p.m., for example, that the beach, it's packed, a lot of people, so it's totally different. We hardly feel the energy from the ocean. We feel the consciential energy. And sometimes we have protests, sometimes we have carnival, so it changes completely the energy. But after a few days, and mainly if it rains a lot, so it's like they're cleaning the energy, not only the physical cleaning, but also the extra physical, the energy changes a lot. So I think you gave a very good example. I totally agree with what you said. Yeah.
Exactly. So we have to be aware of these places. When we go to an antique shop, for example, where we find very old things to buy. So sometimes we have to be careful with these objects. And the best thing would be to feel the energies of the object, right? And to be able to feel these energies of the objects. And how can people develop this skill or ability, which is a parapsychic ability, to read the energies? Cicero.
Yeah, good. So there are several techniques, several possibilities for us to learn and to develop it. The first one I could say is to have the desire, to have the intention, to really want to know more about energies. And I think this, let's talk about this part of this program. So if you are listening here, probably you are in this aspect, and this is good. So, but of course, we can motivate ourselves to try to be everyday routine, to try to keep this in our mind, to find new ways to learn more about energies, because the energies is part of our lives. And what else? There are some techniques that I could start with one technique that I call the vibrational state. This is, I could say, one of the basic techniques for development of parapsychism. Not only parapsychism, there is a lot of things in personal development that could be helpful using this technique. And basically, the idea of the vibrational state is to have your energetic body in a state, because this is the state, vibrational state. So the energetic body is totally activated in the maximum harmony and power at the same time. So this is basically the idea, and we could also perceive as vibrate. And this basically is a technique that you can move the energies from the top of your head to the bottom to activate, to stimulate, to reach the vibrational state. We can do this technique, moving the energies up and down with the desire, with the intention. We can command our energies and make a movement from the top of the head to the bottom of the foot and come again. And we do this movement and start to do it faster and faster. And this we can activate. Later we can share, there is a video. I think it's already posted in the chat. You can have a look. Later you can watch this video. So basically it's a video that explains. I don't know if Karina wants us to mention something about.
Very good, Cicero. Very good. We've got 3 questions in the chat now. I would like to read. There are 3 questions actually, 2 concerning the topic at the moment, what we're talking about at the moment. I'm just reading these questions, and then I read the 3rd one, which is more generical. So Patricia Barbosa, our friend Patricia, how are you, Patricia? I miss you. It's been a long time I haven't seen you. How have you been? All right, Patricia Barbosa says, if someone lives in a very old city, like in European medieval ones, how can the person maintain, Cicero, this is for you. How can the person maintain his or her energetic balance in this place? Very good question.
Yeah, so I have the experience. Maybe I used to live in Brazil, and now I'm living in Germany. So for me, it's more or less easy to make comparison in different environments. But one important aspect is the city is, there are several old cities, old environments. Basically in Germany, almost all city or bigger city, there is what we call the old part of the city. So it's the Altstadt. And this is the area of the city that accumulates old buildings and more historical buildings and so on. And sometimes in this place, there are different aspects of energy. Sometimes it's more dense, really, and not too much in our aspects, because there is also recycling of energy. For example, there are new things happening in the city, modern things. I could say also tourism, and everything is changing a little bit the energies. But let's make a comparison to other countries where the energies are not too old. Yes, the energies are a little bit more dense in general, in the average, but I could say not too much dense. So there are some places, yes, some castles, they are really more complicated. And also, like Mario was telling, there are some museums also here in Europe that are really a little bit complicated. So sometimes it's not the case to visit a specific room or a specific exhibition of that museum, because the energies are not good. But how we deal then to live in a place and to get balance with the energies in a city that has this pattern of energy that could be a little bit more hard to move the energies. I could say, making a comparison for people that, for example, are used to big cities, let's say, for example, New York or Sao Paulo or other big city, London. Basically, these cities are also very dense of energies in general, okay? So people need to have a type of awareness, needs to be, not need, but the desire. It's desirable for the people to know more about energies, so that we can protect ourselves, that we can keep on mind that not everything that we are feeling are really ours. And I think this is one of the important aspects for us to split what I'm feeling is really myself, or is something also related to the environment. getting the example of Mario bring before, if we enter in a museum, before we are feeling good, and later we start to be tired, it's good to be aware. Oh, it's not necessarily that I am really tired. It's basically that in that specific moment, because of some energies interaction, I was more tired. And if you live in a city like this, you need to be a little bit more, how I can say, aware of what's happening around you. So I could say something like this. I could, in the first moment, not create too much drama of energies of medieval cities, because my perception here in Europe is not exactly like this. I really feel very comfortable in many cities. The city where I live is a very old city, but I really feel good here. I believe the energies in general, at the average, are quite okay where in the city I live. So, and but basically we need to be aware. I think to keep the attention on the energies, the focus, trying to not be involved by the energies and keep our own energies. And for this, it's important for us to know some aspects of energy, to know how to understand our own energy, to make more practices of energy. Then we start to know ourselves better, ourselves in terms of our pattern of energy. I think this is really very important, to not get in trouble, or not think that we are with that energy because ourselves. When we split this, it's easier for us to keep balanced, so we do not have, how I can say, emotional reactions when we feel a little bit unbalanced of some energy that's not our energy. So this makes easier for us just in some minutes later to be balanced again. This is, I think, a good idea. Okay,
Very good.
good. But yeah,
Go ahead.
please.
I would like to add something about what Cicero said. I think it's a very good explanation, and it came to my mind when you were talking about our past lives. So sometimes, if, for instance, if you lived in the medieval city in other life and you were very successful there, you were very happy, you accomplished good things. So in a way, you have good memories, and this city will welcome you. So when we go as a tourist, for example, and in some places, I feel very good, even medieval ones. And in other, I don't feel good. But for instance, someone that is traveling with me feels very good, and I don't. So maybe we had different experiences, and we will react in a different way regarding the energy of the environments. So for me, maybe a very good pattern. And for a person that is traveling with me, maybe it's not so good because of what we did or what we experienced in these contexts. It's just more something to think about in our self-research regarding the energies.
And rephrasing what you said, I think it's very important to know that the way you interact with energies in the places and the energies from people is totally subjective, right? There isn't like a pattern used for everyone. Oh, this is the way we interact. No, it's personal. And we have another question coming in our chat box here from Leni Gaudino. Jadre, could you answer her? She says, sometimes when you visit some historical places, people say that they can feel themselves weak or sad. It's more or less what we're talking about, right? Especially when you go to these old buildings and, as Cicero said, about the old towns. How can we protect ourselves from this pattern of energies?
I think you already had a good example when you talk about the museum, and Cicero has told to us as well. So basically, you can use the vibrational state. I know that we have many techniques to move our energy, but the vibrational state is the best, in my opinion, techniques to use in many contexts, included this one. Or you can use the vibrational state to help other persons, to defend yourself, to measure the, how can I say, the discrimination, and do a discrimination about the energy of some specific environment. I think the vibrational state is a good idea, or is a good technique to develop and understand more about energy.
That's right. And it helps me a lot when I go to museums, because I love museums. I love this. I love this place. I love historical things and know more, because I think museums like a class that we have, a history class. So, but now I really have this vibrational state going on after I step in a museum. There is another comment from Marcela Ambrogli. I think it's your name is right. I hope to be pronounced it correctly. She says, I felt really bad when I was in Rome, for example. Ambroggi, all right. And then she said that she felt really bad when she was in Rome. Okay, we have another comment from Marcelo Lemos. Marcelo Lemos, how are you? Nice to have you here with us. Marcelo says, that's true. For example, when I went to the Colosseum in Italy, I felt a very strong, heavy energy, but I had friends who felt good. That was exactly what Karina has just said.
Yes, it's very good when people share the example, so we know that we are not the only ones that felt good and when somebody felt bad, or the other way around. And Mario, I think we missed a question from Leila just in the beginning.
Yes, that's right. That was on purpose, Leila. That was on purpose. Why? Because the other questions had to do with...
okay, sorry. I thought, okay, great.
Yeah, that was on purpose, Leila. I love you. Okay. But I had just to put this ahead of this one, because we were talking about the effect that energies of the environments have on people. But Leila has a question more generic about the importance of maintaining home's energy during pandemic. Then the pandemic moments that we are going through requires a lot, demands a lot from us, energetically speaking. So this moments to answer Leila's question.
Oh, I can start.
Oh, all right, be comfortable.
Okay, thank you. About this, the energy of our house is very important. We keep it like in the energetic shielding. So the first step is to be aware of the objects that we have, and sometimes we have to get rid of some objects we call energetic rubbishness, or in the US, I think people call energetic junk. So it's useless objects or objects that have a negative pattern of energies. For instance, roughly speaking, ashtrays and alcohol beverage, the guns, and other objects that are more subtle energies. And sometimes we are not aware that they are energetic rubbishness. Sometimes even the TV, the internet, they can transmit a very negative pattern of energy. So mainly in this time of pandemic, like Mario said, we need to be aware of what we are listening or regarding on watching on the TV, because sometimes it's very negative news. And if we spend like 5 hours a day just getting this stuff in our house and in our brain, so sometimes it's very difficult to, even if we make a vibrational state several times, sometimes it's difficult to decouple. It's how you say, when we are coupling the energies, and to get rid of this pattern. So it's important to be aware of these patterns in our houses. And I think would like to compliment. Yeah, okay.
I think Karina just said what I was planning to say also. Basically, I really think in this pandemic, there is really a lot of news that some people get attached to it. So I know one person, for example, that she really watches a lot of TV, is her natural habit. And she gets all the news, and sometimes she's in panic, she's afraid and things. But even without COVID, so basically we don't need to create drama and to be sick with the news of others. Okay, so basically we can have the news if we are balanced to help the others. So this makes helpful for us to understand what's happening in our world, in our environment, in our neighborhood. But it's important for us to keep our balance. And our balance, I think Jader in the beginning when mentioned about the tosin, so the thoughts, the importance of thoughts and the influence of the thoughts, sentiments in the pattern of energy. So if we want to have a good energy in our house during the pandemic, I could say we need really to pay attention. How are our reactions to the news? How we react to comments in social media and things like this. So basically, it's important for us to be aware that many people are emotional connected to it, but we can have we can be in this world. Is not to be to just say we are not in pandemic. No, we are, but we can understand more in a rational way and don't get involved emotionally to it. We can have sentiments, but more stabilized, more aware of the situation, trying to be helpful. It's a moment for us to be balanced, to share our energies in a way that we can be helpful with others. So I think this is the most important in this moment.
If you
Excellent.
permit, I'm sorry, Mario.
Go ahead.
I would like to say one more thing about the TVs. Don't put your TV in your bedroom. Don't put. It's not a good idea. Just because all you guys said right now about the energy that brings with the information and the type of or kind of energy you I think it's the word is emanent you spread with your thoughts. So don't put TV in your bedroom. You will not have good dreams after that.
Yes. Yes, we were chatting about this pandemic moment, energetically speaking, the other day. John, I was throwing this question to you actually, and we were chatting the effect of the pandemic moment in our energetic work, right? And John, I really like to talk about your experience with this because what you said was quite interesting. I mean, the level of intoxication we might have by watching the news, by following the news, and reading about deaths and number of cases and so on. So I just like you to tell me, to tell people about your experience in this moment specifically. Could you please?
Yes, I will try to explain a little bit, but I think Cicero explained very well about. I think it's normally when I watch some news about the people dying or whatever about this subject. Normally, I try to use my energy to help these people. I don't think about the politics or other stuffs. I just trying to move my energy and concentrate myself and try to help the people that need this energy or get out of the situation. In my experience, normally I do this. I don't know if it's but one more thing. Vibrational state. We must to prepare to help. So I think the technique is very important during the situation, during you watching some notice, some information that the news brings.
I just I would like to add to what Jadar said about the Penta technique, the personal energetic task that Jadar is a practitioner. I don't know how to say, but he uses the Penta technique, practitioner. Yeah. And so if you want to help throughout your energies, it's a good start. You can read the Penta manual and get more information about how to send your best energies to the mankind, to the world, to your neighbor, and just to help these people, because the energies can be very therapeutical if you are feeling better than other people. You don't have to be 100% feeling okay, but if you are just a little bit better in terms of energy of your neighbor or your family, you just can do a great deal. You can help a lot to those that don't have as much as energy or very good mood, or they are not feeling good about themselves in this moment. So we can be like the mini, I don't know how to say, Mario. The words are missing for me. That when you have a whole mechanism and you are just one small piece, the mini piece.
Yeah, you want a small piece in a big mechanism, actually.
Okay, so we can be the mini pieces and make a difference in this time of the pandemic.
Yeah. Very good. So we've got some. I think we got a comment from Philippe Portillo. How have you been, my dear? Good to have you here in our debut episode. Thanks for your participation. Philippe Portillo says, a great challenge in regards to mastering energy, given circumstances such as energetic pollution, is to keep yourself balanced, to perform daily activities with a higher level of productivity. Very good comment. And then he goes with a question. The examples and case studies shared here are just awesome. I've got a question. Upon energetically shielding, right? So we should first explain what is energetic shielding, okay, people? And upon energetically shielding our bedroom, for instance, how to make sure it's being effectively done? Cicero, maybe?
Yeah, good. So basically, energetic shielding is when you want to protect, you want to block, you want to keep safe the energies in that place. So basically, there is the possibility that you can create an environment protected. Okay, and this, for example, in the bedroom, it's important, of course, as you already mentioned in your question. So you perceive the importance to do this in the bedroom. Could be in any rooms, the entire house, but the bedroom is really the most important, I think. I agree. And how we can perceive that is really being effective. One thing is that, one more time, that idea that we perceive the energies. So how to perceive the energies in the environment? It's important to have the practice to perceive your own energy and to know what is you, what is yourself, and what is from somebody else. So in our home, it's interesting when we perceive that's in a good condition, when we have exteriorization of our own energies, we practice the energy, we exteriorize, and then we perceive these energies, absorbing these energies again, or basically doing this movement of expanding our energies to the entire home and then absorbing it again. And if when we perceive that the energies is with our pattern, is basically our own energy, that there is no interference, then it's really good. And when this is constant, so when you feel really comfortable in this room, I feel comfortable to be with your partner and to be with yourself, but in a way that you feel that the energies are really without easy access from outside energies, outside other consciousness that are not invited to be there. When I say other consciousness, I'm talking about extra physical consciousness. So there are consciousness, we are here in this interphysical life, but we know there are also extra physical consciousness that are, for example, in between one life, interphysical life, and other. And this consciousness, they interact with us. So we need also to learn, it's also interesting for us to learn how to interact with these people, but also in this case, in specific case, in the room, is how to understand that our home has no interference from others. This, I think, it's one aspect. Okay, there should be a lot of things, but I try to resume. I don't know if my colleagues want us to share something about.
All right, it has to do with the comments that Leila got actually has just written here. Yeah, and we've been talking about this, right? And Chada said about the television in your bedroom. Why? Because when you see bad news or bad things on television, you get intoxicated. I mean, energetically intoxicated. And once you are intoxicated, your frequencies of energies will be low, and possibly your interactions will not be as positive as you expect. So we will interact with consciousnesses, right? With the same pattern of energy, which is low. So that's the reason why sometimes we'll feel some headaches, we'll feel a bit queasy, like with stomach ache or something like that. And this is really interferes on the way we are feeling. So in our state, our health condition, sometimes it's really serious. And Leila Gatti said, who do you want to be in your house during pandemic? I want to be the one who will support the good environment. I learned this in Conscientiology, and it's so good.
Mario, I would like to add something about the bedrooms too, and it also has some relation with what Leila said. We have this expression, the pillow talk. So when you are with your partner, you're going to bed. So it's very nice to have good pillow talks, not bad. Like, I'm going to discuss the relation, the issues, money problems. Don't bring this into your bedroom because it will take some time to clean up the energy, but only nice conversations. So we have to be aware not only about the TV, the mobile cell phones, and also our thoughts and the conversations that we have inside our bedroom. So if I'm, for example, I am angry at my boss or at my neighbor, we have to try our best not to think bad things of these people, mainly inside the bedroom. Otherwise, we are going to bring all this energy inside our house, and it will take longer in order to clean it up. So be aware of your thoughts. It's a very good exercise. So because when we think about someone, if we work hard enough with our energies, we are more sensitive. So in the moment that I think bad of someone, I will feel this instantly, and we will mess with my mood, my energy. So we have to make this kind of a commitment with ourselves, because in the very second we think something that is not correct, we can feel it in our bodies, for example, not only in the energy, it's physical. So it's a very good exercise for us to improve our cosmoethics.
He's mute.
I'm here. I froze?
No.
Yes, no, I wasn't muted. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
just with this mic.
Telepathy.
Okay, and we're just about to wrap up our conversation today, and I'd like you, hosts, and our special guest today, Jada, to have your final comments about. Let's have some messages. Let's have some messages. Cicero.
Yeah, let's think. I really like to share in these final comments that we can really develop our energies more and more, and this help us in many aspects of our life. So our life, to know to work with energies is the key for this life. So there is really a relationship to many things. And the understanding of the energies of the environments is part of this process. So we can get used to try to improve our perceptions of energies in any environment that we are, any environment that we enter. If I am walking in the street, I can try to perceive how are the energies in this place, in the other place, inside the store, or if I go to a bus, things like this. We can do every day, try to improve our perceptions, our analysis of the energies of the environments and interact it in a better way. So my idea is really to share this that's suitable for everyone, and is something that we can practice more and more. And everyone have already, even if don't think about parapsychism, has previous experience with energies. Everyone, I think, have one time go to the beach and feel good, go to a forest and feel good the energies, or go to a metro station and don't feel so good. So this type of perceptions, I think it's more or less common for everyone. And this, starting from these examples, we can expand to many others. So that's I think important aspects for us.
Very good. Karina?
Yes, I would like to say that regarding the energy of the environment, that I think the most important energy is our energy and also our house, mainly in this pandemic. So we can control our energy and the energy of our house. Sometimes we cannot control the energy of the supermarket, like Cicero said, and also he has a very good video, if you want to watch later in our YouTube channel. He is explaining the different energy of different supermarkets in his city, but we can control the energy in our bedroom, in our living room. So we have to be aware of that. And how can we control? Working with our energy, exteriorizing a very good pattern, taking away all the trash, cleaning up our house, interphysical. So it's very important to have a tidy home, with no rubbishness, energetic, or even a lot of energy objects that we do not use, and be aware of the discussions and the programs that we are watching. That's our main objective here.
Very good, Karina. Shader?
Okay. Okay, I just give you one tip, as Karina says. Before you go inside your home, install a vibrational state. It's a good idea to understand more about your energy, the quality of energy of your home, and maintain this. Every time you go out, go to work, install a vibrational state. And when you come back, before you open your home door, install a vibrational state. I think it's a good tip to develop your energies, your consciousness energies.
Very good, people. So I think that we have to finish, unfortunately, we have to finish our conversation today. Saying that next month, February 28th, we have the second episode of the Let's Talk About. Next month, we'll be talking about near-death experience, okay? It's important to say that next week on Saturday, February the 6th, teacher Mario Oliveira and EPCON will be giving a course, Assistential Lucid Bait online, right? So here we have course Assistential Lucid Baiting with EPCON instructor Mario Oliveira, with simultaneous interpretation in English, right? So it's February 6th, Saturday at 9 in the morning, from 9 to noon, right? And you can sign up for this course at assipi.org, our website, /loja, Okay, people. And for further information, do we have the link for the books on the chat already? Okay, excellent. Okay, for further information about Conscientiology, this website has free PDF ebooks in English, right? This is a website from Editaris. Editaris is one of the consciential-centric companies focused on selling books. Like it's our official bookstore, right? You can find there the books Our Evolution, Conscientiogram, Projectology by Valdo Vieira. People, that was fantastic to be with you today on our first episode. I hope to see you there next month in our last Sunday in February, talking about near-death experience. Thank you for your participation. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys. Thank you.